Hello there, welcome. You'll see me doing two cameras. I'm using two cameras here, and hopefully that won't be too confusing. The reason is I'm doing a little video showing my setup, and it's easier just to show where we cut back and forward. So I'm using a basic setup today because I'm not using a background, but I'll show you what I'm doing here. Right, normally I will, right, come back. This is what I usually use. I usually have a pole here, which is where I put my green screen or my blue screen. So it comes down here, and I don't have a blue screen. It's my green screen, my black screen, or my white backdrop. That's usually what it is. So that comes here, it comes down, and I usually just film. What am I doing here? I'm doing everything wrong. Right, so that's how I film basically. What I do usually is I have two lights, but I don't have two lights just now, so I'm usually using, because I'm doing a very simple setup today, I'm only using one light, which is this one here. Now this is a very basic light, very basic rig. Look up. I usually have, again, I usually just use two. Oops. Sorry that I've just made a mess. Right, I usually have two lights. These are two of those kind of lights. If I'm using a green screen, it's just simpler for me. Today, because I'm just on the backdrop of the TV, all you need is one light. Don't really need much. That light also I can use having a gel on it. I put gel on it if I want to have like an orange gel or a blue gel or something on my face. If it's for an atmospheric thing, like when I did Elsa, I did a orange light on me for atmosphere, and it's easier. If I'm using a green screen, you use those lights generally. I mean, the problem with those lights is you can actually get a reflection on when you actually see it in the glasses. There's not much I can do about it. There's another light I've got which is a reflecting light, but reflect off the walls. It'll bounce off the walls, it'll be a softer light. I usually use that when I'm using a white backdrop or a black backdrop, so it means it's not as intense on the actual backdrop, so you don't see any creases and stuff like that, or less creases. So that's how I do that. It's very basic stuff, but that's how I do it. But green screen, I tend to use these lights because it's just easier to get a defined look in your face. Because I'm only using a basic setup for these ones, I'm just using one light. What I also do is basically I have a blocker on my, basically on the room. Okay, now I've switched things around. I've actually turned the light on, and the window is open now. Obviously I do everything with my bedroom, and that should cover it. This is a computer I use for editing. So down here we get the computer. I've had to speak up slightly as I go along, or correct things that have gone wrong over time. I've got some box sets down here, like my Bergman thing. I have two screens if I need it. I don't need it just now, but that's my editing software. It's the Magic. It used to be Sony Magic, but now it's just Magic. The one I'm showing just now is this is just footage of Fett. There's Ronnie, a young man. He's a friend of mine. Basically, I'm doing this as a favour. This is transferring old footage from VHS to video. It's pretty easy. All I do with that is just connect it down here, the video player down here, go up here and press record on a software I've got. That's fairly easy to do. There's a second hospital channel here that I've recently set up that it's on my subscriptions. You can find it just shows the old concerts transferred. I mean, there's nothing much to it. Okay, but I use it in my videos. Like I do chroma key in this. If I've got a green screen, I don't need to keep doing this. If I have a green screen, my chroma key is chroma key in that. If I've got a like white backdrop or a black backdrop, usually what I'll do is I'll just take it down a bit, because usually you can see the creases in the screen on the backdrop, and you can easily, it's distracting, so I usually take it down a bit and maybe add some black and white to it. Black and white all the way down can sometimes be a pain, but if you cut it down to like 50%, 75%, sometimes you can get a nice image and it creates a bit more contrast for you, so it makes up for some limitations you might have in the imagery. But as you can see behind me, that's behind me where I usually have my screen. I usually just sit here, sit down here, that backdrop, and just talk with the screen beside me. So it's a fairly efficient system. So what I do with this is I just put the SD card in here, which means I can connect it up to this program. I can just transfer it over to a folder, put it in a folder, transfer it over here, and I can start editing. It's fairly good. I mean, Sony's, well, what's Sony Magic now? You can usually get it for like 50 quid. You get most of the stuff you need. You even get picture in picture on this one now, where you can, if you want to put a little picture, you put it in here. So you want to put something on the screen here, you can do it. But it's, I don't really use it that often, but you can put like text in and adjust the sound, because you get a lot of magic, because it's Magic and you're more of an audio thing. You've got a lot of audio stuff like SoundForge, you can actually adjust all your audio if you need to. Okay, this kind of thing is quite good for, you'll probably have seen it in this video, this is what I was recording as I was talking. This is really good for if you're moving around a room, you don't want a tripod, but you want some smoothness to your imagery. These things were used by like skaters and things, just to get some low images. But they're very good for like just going around a room getting decent images. You can also buy a cheap like Steadicam thing where you strap it onto your body and you can hook the camera onto a little platform thing. It's connected to your body and you can move that way with it, which I've also got. But this is one I use more often because it's easy. You can get into weird spaces with it. It's wonderful for just getting good imagery. We don't want to use a tripod, we want to move around a little bit. Okay, this is my 4K camera if I need it. Usually for these kind of videos, I'm not really going to be using 4K, because you don't really need it for like YouTube videos. This is what other stuff I want to do, so I've got 4K for that. You've got little lenses. I also had some old lenses I used years ago from old Digi8 cameras that now fit on that, so that's quite nice too. So I've got a lot more bearing of lenses I need to go outside and shoot stuff when I need to. I've got this too, which means I can shoot stuff in here with green screen, backdrop green screen, or white screen. You can just turn the lights on with this and you'll have a image. So here's the light stuff. You just plug a plug in here, these light up, and you can get an image. So if you want to do a green screen and have something flying at the screen, a little image, you put a little object in there and you can, you know, have something you can throw at the screen if you want to. I've also got this, which has a camera at the bottom, 720p. It's not great, but it's good. I really need to get on there to use it properly. So hopefully over the summer I might try it a bit more, but I've been saying that for, you know, 2 summers really, but I've never actually really got into the habit of using it. Right, this is my bag. This is my bag of stuff. Your tape. You've got this is my Zoom recorder in here. I don't need to get it out, it's just a Zoom recorder. It means if I need to record good audio I can. Get some more lenses in here. Where the hell is my stuff going? Right, 1 second here. This is a 360 camera, so you can record both sides and do a VR thing if you want. So I don't use it very often, but I have used it. If you check my channel you can find some 360 videos I've done at a radio station. And I did my thing about anxiety 360 cameras. Here is my basically the gels. They're easy enough to buy on eBay or Amazon. You can get them quite nice. We've got some decent lights. My bag, which is full of you know, lights, like basically things like this. I've got 2 different tripods. That's the easy one for inside. It's very lightweight, I can put it anywhere I want. I don't need to you know, have anything too big for inside, but I've got one that's a bigger one that you can weigh down if you want to, with sandbags if you want, which you can take outside. I haven't had a chance to use that. It's been winter, so there's been no point in doing that. Right, so obviously yes I'm single, so I'm living in my studio as my bedroom. So also here is my collection that needs to be better organised. This is my video collection, my DVD Blu-ray collection. I have stuff beside my bed as well. So classy here. And here's even more. Yep, I fit a lot in to very limited resources. When I film, might be interesting, because I have anxiety, I don't do it all in one go or anything. Like what I do is I might put the green screen up or the white screen up first. It's been just stand in a chair and basically you just click them on and it goes down here in front, and then you put the chair in front of it. So that'll be the first thing you do. Then you'll take a break, really. Then you might come back a bit and you might put the lights up. These take like 2 minutes to do now, because I know how to do them. I mean, I've been studying film since I was about 17. I know how to do the lights and things quite easily now. Them I do pretty easily, and I can put the camera up at the same time. Then I get a break again, because I'm usually stressed out from doing that. And then I might come back once I've relaxed a bit, once meditated. Then I'll come back and I'll film one. Then I'll stop, I'll relax, I'll think what I'm going to do next. I might film another one. Then it goes back and forward for a while. I don't do them all like, I take my time and I'm very careful. Because I had knowledge of it before I fell ill, I can do it, but I can do it very slowly. And that's how I do these things. Then after they're all done, that's when I transfer them over to this. I just transfer it over there, and then I go into the process of, you know, editing, which could take a while. Sometimes if it's just you turn on the camera, you're just putting it down, you just take the ends off it really, and then you can just render it and just put a couple of titles on. That's easy. Usually I do that after I've laid down stuff, after I've done everything, put everything away. Then I'll do that. Maybe the next day before I get around to doing that after I've filmed it. That's the case of rendering. Most of editing really, of the stuff I do, really is rendering. Just render it. If it's a green screen, use a chroma key, which doesn't take long. After you've kind of got used to your lighting setup, you kind of know roughly what settings are for anything, so you'll just use a chroma key thing. doesn't take long. And then you can just start rendering. Rendering thing takes the longest. Rendering takes forever. If it's a long video like 40 minutes, it can take 3 hours to do, so I just let it run and just relax and do something else. Then you just upload to YouTube after that, and to use that, I just schedule it so I'm doing these about a week in advance, really generally. So I have plenty of time to get all this done, so I'm not rushing, not stressing out about it. I just do it when I need to do it, and I just have a kind of schedule planned, but I give myself plenty of time to get there. So that's how I generally do my videos. I hope this is of use to you. See, you can really pretty much make a bedroom a little studio if you need, if you have time and if you have some equipment. It's not that difficult. If you have very limited, space, you can still do it. It's just like put a pole up, have some, just get a bag and store a lot of your lights in. You can take them down, put them back up. You can put them in the wardrobe, and it won't take you that long to do it. It's just like figuring out what's the easiest way. Cause the thing you don't want to be doing is actually having a big rig you have to put up every time, because that's what I started with, and it became a pain. That's why I got that pole. It's just like put a pole up there and you just connect it up. It's easy. Same with blockers. If you have a blocker there, it means if it's really sunny you can block it out. And I actually find nowadays I just block it out, whatever the weather. I just put them down, put the lights on. It means you have a much clearer image. You don't have to think about it, you just block it. It's just simpler. So that's how I do my videos. I hope that's of use to you, and I hope anyone who's seen this can have some practical advice. I think most of it is very basic. With lights, both type of lighting is quite good. You can either have direct light or bouncing light. Bouncing light is good for a softer image. Direct light is good for a harder image, but you can also do gels on it, and sometimes it's quite good that way. It just depends what you like. Chroma key is quite easy once you're used to it. I mean, it takes you 2 minutes to get used to it. You can find anything on the internet. If anyone's requesting how to do chroma key, I can probably do a quick video on it. It'll take 2 minutes. When I do my next video using green screen. But it's pretty easy. It's just chroma key. You put the green image at the top, the image of the green video at the top, and you put your background image at the bottom, and then you just put chroma key on and just adjust until you're actually, if your face is there but the green's gone and the background's there, and it's fairly simple. But you can probably easily find a tutorial online, but YouTube has tons of them, and just check out whatever software you have and you'll be able to figure it out pretty quick. But I would definitely recommend, if you're doing videos online, getting something like Magic or something similar rather than just the free stuff, because you can actually adjust the volume, the audio, the visuals, and make it look nice, have a decent output. I mean, a decent output is what you really need. Somebody can render it and have a good output for you, so you can have good images and storage as well as putting up to YouTube. Because when you're up to YouTube, you lose a lot. You really do lose a lot of detail. And I mean, my videos always look so much better when I've rendered them, and then when you put them to YouTube, there's quite a bit of loss. It's like, what the hell is that? Just the way it goes. But if you actually render them properly, they'll look better, and then when you render them, then when they've been processed, you lose something, but you don't lose everything. So that's why I would suggest, invest in a decent camera, which you can get for £100 and invest in decent sound, and invest in decent editing. It won't cost you that much. Even if you're not doing green screen or stuff, I do because I like all this stuff. That's my little hobby thing. But even if you're just having a normal background, having decent imagery will make your videos look better, make it feel better for people watching it, so you're not, losing potential viewers because it just looks crappy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.